Hello, Tower of Valney tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem 8 with me, BlueAnkylo! We may also be doing a couple optional battles, like maybe one of these, or maybe the first floor of this. We'll see how it goes. I want to show you the top of the Tower of Valney first, and I did a little bit of chopping and rearranging here off camera. I just want to make sure everyone had, well, actually, Tana has 2 Iron Lances. Oh, that's right, I was just saying I sorted everything out and then I forgot. I think I gave her Silver Lance to someone else, maybe even Cormag in the last battle. I forget exactly how that worked out. So anyway, we're gonna go back in, and I realized the biggest loss from the last chapter where Gilliam died was we lost out on his Brave Lance, and I don't think he had any other really valuable weapons, but the Brave Lance is one of a kind, so that's kind of a shame, but I decided not to redo the battle because it's just too much time. It's a big one. So I'm gonna go... I bought some javelins. I always run out of javelins. I'm gonna go through the tower. Most of the floors, especially the early ones, are pretty easy. We've seen them before. I think I've shown you up to like floor 5 or 6. I know I showed you the... yeah, I mean, yeah, because there's the zombie horde floor. I think that's the last one we did. Once I get past the zombie horde floor, I'll give you a bit of a view of what's going on. The main thing that I'm going to use this for is, we're not going to get a whole lot of experience for level ups, but what I can do is get weapon training for mostly like people like Amelia, who really, if I want to use her for the last couple maps, she needs to be able to use better swords than iron swords, right? And then while we're down there, I'll also try to build up a few better bonds, so I won't actually do the conversations, obviously, off camera, but I can spend some turns with Amelia ending turn near Ewan and Ross, basically, and then that way, you know, we'll be... Well, we're basically at the end of the game, so I need to get those support ranks up if I'm going to do it. I waited too long before I settled on my final team. So anyway, we're going to start this off again. I'll just show you the first floor, but I assume you guys remember these. They're really not that interesting. I haven't been back here much because I didn't want to level grind or anything, but, you know, most floors I think you can only take 8 people, so I'll have to alternate through who I want to use. Like, I'll try to use Amelia most of the time because she can get some weapons. Some of the people that I haven't used much, like Kyle, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm even going to use Kyle long term, but I'll try to get his ready for weapon, or his A-rank conversation, stuff like that. I'll try to get that all sorted out. And then we'll be back. I'll probably just be in and out for this map, or this episode. I'll be back and forth showing you guys the new floors once we get there. This is that... One thing that is interesting is every now and then there's some really good drops on this floor. Just random enemy loot. Doesn't look particularly exciting this time around. I think you saw me pick up like a rune sword or something here before. This time we get nothing, but you know, sometimes it's good. Anyway, I'll see you guys back in a little bit as I work my way up the tower. I'll let you guys know if anything interesting happens. Usually the first few floors, nothing. Hey everybody, so I'm on floor 3, I'm sure you guys have seen this before. I forgot my thief, or rogue that is, so I wasn't able to open the chest that probably doesn't have anything too exciting in it. And I wanted to take this opportunity to do some support conversations so that I don't accidentally click them off camera and miss them. And just to give you a quick recap, mostly I've been focusing on getting Amelia's weapon skills up. She's gotten a couple level ups obviously, but her stats were already really good, so they haven't changed significantly, honestly. The main thing is now we can do some conversations, and that's good, because I want to get those done before the end of the game. So let's start over here with Tethys. She is, she needs to make a B rank with Ewan and an A rank with Garrick, so we'll have to do Garrick's later, but for now, let's see what her and her brother have to say. He's not over here right now, actually. And he's got a bow now. Also, Ewan, you watch your mouth. Oh, I see what's going on here. Jealous little brother. It's terrible. You're too young for that. She needs to find her own man. You're just a boy. No, there's no way we're A-ranking those two. That's not allowed. So we'll be looking for Garrick soon enough. Alright, meanwhile, Ewan could work on his A rank with Amelia. She's a bit more his style. Maybe Ewan's just a jerk after all. Jealous of his sister, mean to his crush. She is. And then he laughs at her. Terrible. No, you need to wear actual armor, Amelia. You're supposed to be a great knight. Okay, I kind of hate Ewan after I've seen more conversations from him. If he wasn't the only viable druid, I'd have benched him right there for that. I mean, he's strong as a character, but his personality leaves a bit to be desired. Okay, so Amelia has to keep working on her A rank with Ewan, but she can do her B rank with Ross, and that's the last time he'll need to talk to her. Honestly, Amelia's way stronger than Ross these days. Again, the conversations would make more sense if you did them as soon as they joined, rather than near the end of the game. Alright, these two might have been a better match than Amelia and Ewan, but oh well. It's too late. Ross is a cooler young guy than Ewan, for sure. It's also one of the longer dialogues as well here. See, he kids, but it's not at her expense. Yeah, that's more how you do it there, boys. You can make jokes, but don't always make them at the girl's expense, because if you're always making fun of her, well, they might not stick around for too long. Anyway, you know, Amelia had the choice there. I'm probably going to stick with my planned A rank for you and Amelia, but, oh well. Okay, let's continue our dialogues. Mage Lady? Son of Warrior Garcia Ross. Alright. Well, she irks him, so that's fine. Okay, Ross and Amelia definitely get along better than Ross Lute. That's crazy. In the newer Fire Emblem games, you could have some sort of class, probably axe and magic. They sort of started comboing a lot more recently. In the old days, like the Game Boy Advance days, there was no crossover. You were either magic or physical. There was no, like, you can see the support. You can't even master axe and fire, for instance. You know, like there's no options. All right, well, I don't think Ross and Lute are a great match, but I think that's what I was gonna do, right? It's Garrick, Tethys, and then Ewan, Amelia for A ranks, and then Ross, Lute, and then I guess Kyle just gets B ranks? I guess Lute could A rank either Ross or Kyle, whoever I wanted to keep for the last battle. Because I'm pretty sure Ephraim is supposed to A rank Larakel. Let me just double check my my chart here so I don't mess this up. I'm pretty sure I remember though. So let's see. Yeah, I've got Kyle with 2 B ranks. So Lute could one or the other, either like Ross could have 2 B ranks or Kyle could have 2 B ranks. Lute could A rank either or, and it's no big deal. So who would you rather see A rank with Lute, Kyle or the Ross? Who's most likely to get brought on the last battle? Because you can only bring 12 characters for the final battle, and I've got a lot more than 12 potential candidates, even though I killed Jillian pretty quick. So Ross, you know, he's an old favorite, axe guy, really high strength, really good constitution, affinity fire is really good, overall pretty strong. His weakness is single weapon rather than multiple weapons. It's nice to have some options. If I don't bring him, I don't have anyone to use Garm, and Garm is really good. So I'll probably lean towards keeping Ross. Even though Kyle is a little bit more varied, he's got more weapon types, he's got quite a lot more movement. His stats aren't really that impressive. Like, I've been saying how, like, Kyle has kind of low accuracy speed stuff. It's actually worse than Ross's. Well, he's got 1 more skill, 1 less speed. Ross has got him on luck. Yeah, I don't think Kyle turned out very well. Also, Ice Affinity is one of the weaker ones, because it's like defensive oriented rather than offensive. So I guess I probably won't keep Kyle around. I know it kind of makes Ephraim a bit weaker, because then he won't get his support bonuses, but we'll kind of cut Kyle here. He can have 2 B ranks, and then that's kind of it. I was hoping he'd turn out a little bit better. He was my best chance at a good paladin, I thought, after Seth and Alan and all those other guys, whatever. I guess, you know, if I turned Amelia into a paladin, she would have been a really good paladin as well. But that was not an option for us. Okay, so it'll be Lute and Ross, even though they don't get along that well. Amelia and Ewan, even though Ewan's a jerk. And then these two. Yeah, and these two, I had to. It was all a simple misunderstanding. All he did was show you his shoulder. Yeah, exactly. Oh my. Uh-huh. Ooh. Very inappropriate, sir. I mean, she shows off her shoulders all the time. How is this fair? He might be rattled. Alright. Romance has bloomed. Alright, I think that was a pretty good little story between Ephraim and Larica. I like that one. Also, it makes sense because they're both prince and princesses, so it's a good state wedding anyway. Alright, good stuff. Alright, I'll be back probably in a couple more floors once I've got some more supports and something a little bit newer to actually show off rather than just the same old floor we've seen a few times. See you guys there. And welcome back, supportive tubers. So, I've got another chain of supports ready to go. We've done 2 more levels, I believe. This is floor 5, and I think the furthest we've seen. I only had 1 chest key because the last enemy is going to drop the other chest key for this map. So you want to bring a thief or a chest key, an extra chest key if you want to get both. 1 had a killing edge this time, and 1 had a shine spell this time. You know, nothing super amazing, but a little bit of extra cash if you need it, potentially. So, yeah, let's get some chit-chat going. So, Amelia, other than the supports, well, Amelia's up to B rank in swords, S rank in lances. I think that's been improving quickly. I'm trying to get Larrakel to S rank staves. That's kind of difficult. Other than that, I'd like to get Tana a sword rank or 2 up. I'm trying to get Artur at least to B rank with staves, because then you can use the physics staff. And Joshua's just there for support mostly. So, yeah, I'm just trying to catch people up for the end game, basically. I don't want to, like, over-grind and level up too much, so I'm trying to spread it out and split between the party. But we need to get to the top of this tower, and I figured on the way we should at least get some supports and some weapon ranks, basically. Let's get to it. Yeah. Great Sage. Here Ewan goes, making crazy stories up again. Oh yeah, he's been everywhere. Sure, I believe it. It's just, you're kind of a creep. I just want to be friends. Did you read that out of a book? Okay, you can stop anytime. He's too young for that to be, like, have any meaning. I'm sorry, Amelia. I had to do it this way. It's kind of cute, but he needs to be like a few years older for this to make much sense for me. I don't have any faith in that relationship lasting. Alright, so then we've got Larrakel for her final support conversation. These two made friends really quick as well. I think Larrakel is my favorite in this entire game. She would have made a better main character princess than Erica. I mean, I like Erica, but she gave away that sacred stone, and I'll never forgive her for that. Plus, with no parents, she makes a perfect heroine. Sure, Erica was strong, except for when she gave away the sacred stone. Except that if he'd retreated, he might be alive today. Just like Jillian. If he'd retreated, he might have been alive today. I think those two make pretty good friends as well. Like, some people... cough, you and Amelia. I don't know about so much. It seems a little forced. But I think Erica and Larrakel and Ephraim, they all make a really good friend sort of support ring. It makes sense that they end up friends. Also, I believe Tana and Erica make sense. Oops, I should have used Erica's turn to do this. I may have messed this up. It's pretty rude. Don't you listen to him. You're awesome. We need Tana. Innes is just weird. There's a reason he's not on the team. Oh, I'm sure they fight. Alright, so I believe, I'm gonna have Erica and Tana become best buds, because, Larrakel's spot is already full. Cormag, though, has a conversation to do. Oh yeah, they had that cool story about, yelling at each other to avoid archers. That's pretty cool. With their wyverns and their Pegasus. I'm really glad I have these two as friends. It's a nice perspective, I find. I think those two would have made a good A rank as well. I already sort of booked Tana's A rank with Erica, but Cormag and Tana, I quite like them. They'd be a good match for sure. Instead, it's gonna be Archer, who just likes his wyvern friend. Well, there you go. Archer's Wyvern Knight in training now. He's a natural. So then he can fly around wielding light magic. That'd be awesome. There's the real upgrade. That's cool. You know what? I'm fine with those two being A ranks later on. They seem like cool friends. And you know, if Archer could learn how to ride a wyvern, he'd be the best healer we ever had. That'd be pretty awesome. Anyway, one last conversation here. It's possible. Should maybe check that coin, guys. I like Archer as our primary, like, bishop sort of healer mage dude. Alright, so that's good for Joshua. He needs to make friends with... I think that's it, actually. I think he's another double B rank. Right? Because it's A rank between those two. No, A rank between Ephraim, A rank here, A rank here. But Garrick is going to be A ranked to Tethys. So it looks like I kind of messed up my chain. I could have maybe done it a little bit better. Let me just have a quick look at it one more time here. Yeah, I've got... Oh, it's Cormag I had with 2 B ranks. Well, it could be either one, I guess. Archer's affinity is rather poor, so it's not a big deal. But Archer could A rank either side. He could either go A rank with Cormag or A rank with Joshua, because Joshua's only B ranking with Garrick. Yeah, I should have rearranged this a little bit differently. But there was a couple of people I really wanted to A rank, like Ephraim and Larakel, and Tethys and Garrick, and that kind of threw off some of my chain a little bit. So the plot overruled the sensible supports. I'll probably actually go Cormag and Archer, because I'm more interested in the two of them's Wyvern Tail than I am in Joshua and Archer's training friendship. I didn't give Joshua any of the really good supports. Joshua and Larakel can also support. That would have been quite interesting, I think. Anyway, I guess I'll show you the beginning of the next chapter right now, because we haven't seen it yet. Or not next chapter, but you know what I mean. And yeah, up to this point, pretty much everything we've fought has been really easy to kill. Like, there's been no strategy involved, so there's no reason to really show it off. The bosses tend to give you 100 experience, so you get a couple level ups here and there, but that was terrible. But altogether, all you're really getting is support points and weapon XP. And a little bit of treasure here and there. Alright, I'm gonna make it to the top of this this tower today, don't you worry. So I don't think I've shown off floor 6 yet. So let's have a quick look. Lots of enemies. It's like 4 treasure chests. Might be worth bringing a thief. Quite a lot of enemies. They're pretty low level though, so again, none of this should be too dangerous. Lots of bows, so not great for flyers. There's a brave sword, but we can't steal it, unfortunately. I know I said the brave lance we lost on Jillian was unique. It's normally unique. I believe you probably could get it to drop from one of the random dungeons if you got lucky. I'm not 100%, but I think basically every item in the game can be dropped from enemies in this tower if you're lucky with the RNG, basically. Even the stat ups, like you can get boots for plus movement, and theoretically you could give everyone like 15 movement if you got enough boots for everybody, but it's very rare, so it's difficult to get. So we can get a free steel lance, that doesn't mean anything. Lots of longbows, killing edge chest key. Doesn't look like too much interesting in here, honestly. Lots of archers again, and then back to the boss. Okay, so nothing great on the drop list. We're still fighting mostly unpromoted enemies with a couple promoted units here and there. So I'll just work my way through this again, and I'll show you the next floor once we get there. Unless I do some, I guess we got some promoted, skeleton archers. That's kind of neat. But, nothing too dangerous, hopefully. So yeah, I'll see you guys back in a little bit as I clear out floor 6. You guys don't want to watch this, right? It's just too easy. And welcome back, Treasury Tubers. So, mostly done this floor, and just to give you a bit of a cool bonus, we found a long-range light magic spell. Those are really hard to get in this version. Like, I don't think you can buy them anywhere, and they generally don't drop. Other than you can sometimes make an enemy switch their regular weapon, and then you can get them to drop it that way. But those can be tricky. So we've got potentially a really cool weapon, and a brave bow from one of these chests. So that was really nice. The other one was another shine tome, I believe. And I think some money? No, a physic. We got a physic staff. That's what we got. So, 4 chests on this floor. I'm pretty sure they're all just randomly generated, so don't cry too much if you don't get a brave bow here. But those are really nice. Let's finish this floor off, and And I'll show you what the next one looks like to start with. I've almost got Taina's sword skill as high as I'd like it to get. I mean, she'd be a pretty good silver sword user, rather than silver lances, just because she's got low constitution. I'm pretty sure a silver sword will do almost as much damage, and then she wouldn't lose any attack speed. Just double check here. So because I gave her the body ring, she's at 8 constitution, which is still, you know, -2 on the silver lance. The silver swords are lighter than that. I think Erica had one. Yeah, so she'd be pretty much perfect for a silver sword. And instead of 13 damage, you know, she'd lose 1 damage to get a little bit more accuracy and more speed. Like, that's probably worth it for her. Even though she gets, yes, she might be better to S-rank your sword, honestly, if you've got the time to level it up. Just because of the low constitution, she works really well with swords. That's all. Alright, let's get through here quick. Oh yeah, and Artur, because of his double damage against skeletons, is just tearing it up down here. Really good floor for your sages. Or bishops, sorry, not sages. Bishops just tear it up down here. And Cormeg is pretty powerful. I was hoping to show you his special skill, but it doesn't activate very often. I think it's just his level in percent. So at level 10, he has a 10% chance of getting his special skill to activate, which is not, it just doesn't happen very often. Alright, floor 7, I believe there's 10 altogether, so we're getting there. Let's have a quick look at the map. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to travel through some secret doors, or maybe these paths will open up or something. I mean, we're starting to fight... Nah, they're not that dangerous. This is nothing to worry about. It's a promoted Hellhound. Got some gargoyles and death goyles now. We got a long-range, dark, well, you know, eyeball monster. That's just an upgraded Evil Eye, I think. It does quite a lot of damage. No interesting looking weapons. I guess a short spear and a spear are kind of the most unique weapons that are in here. Nothing to stress out about. So, I guess I should figure out what the gimmick is for this map. There must be... Are these like switches or something that open up a path down to here, and then you hit a switch and then opens up the next path? It's got to be something like that. I guess, you know, we'll play it for a little while. I don't think I'll show you the whole map, but just to get an idea. So unit-wise, I guess I'll just leave it the same, although I don't need Renop right now. I guess I'll bring Kyle. I was trying to work on supports and stuff mostly, but I think I've caught up on most of those that we were going to do, so... Looking at, like, weapon skills and stuff. I'd like to get Garrick and Tethys ranked up. And Garrick is supposed to be working on his bow skill, so I should have him along for sure, just so I don't forget about him. Who can I bench for now? I guess I can bench Ewan for a while. I mean, I would like to get his staff skill higher so he could use Physic, but he has to get all the way to B rank stave, so that's quite a ways off. And then we can work on those two a little bit more. And more bow skills. Plus, we've got a spare Brave bow, so we really want Garrick to do well. Alright, let's just get this going. So the way I've been playing mostly is I just pick someone for the turn to just take all the hits and probably kill most of everything. Everything up here is basically melee, so in this situation, this is usually what I would do with Amelia, is just run her up, make sure she's got a weapon equipped I want to work on. In fact, we're going to rearrange these a little bit. Her sword's going to break, and then she'll switch to an axe, and that's fine. I don't need her to get any weapon skill on lances. And then the only other thing you would do is try to make sure, if you had any friends, make sure they're in range to support her. And basically we just end turn and let her kill everything. Because the enemies haven't been very difficult down here. And to be honest, you could probably do this a lot quicker with animations off, which is not a terrible idea. So I'll just speed through this round. Her sword broke, but now she'll use her axe. No big deal. like I said, you don't really get much experience in general. So it's not like you're not getting a lot of statistical advantage. You're not getting a lot of weapon or like strength and skill and everything. All you're getting is potentially friendship points and weapon skill. Okay, so I'll have to give her another sword now to keep working on her sword skill. She's almost... Actually, A rank is as high as her sword will go, so she's almost there. This is probably as strong an enemy as we're going to find down here. And you can see that at this level, not too much to worry about. So, you know, if you're wondering, that's... But you get some experience for those at least, you know. Let me just very quickly here turn off animations. Oh yeah, in case I didn't mention this before, when you're in the tower, you can retreat at any time. I think I mentioned that, but if you're having a hard time, you're worried someone's going to die, just retreat. Unlike normal battles, you can just get out of here whenever you need to. So I'm supposed to be focusing on Garrick's weapon skills here, so I should be using him more, just in general. And mostly I just want to see what happens when I hit that trigger, so I'll be cutting the episode as soon as I see what happens. Oh, you just kill all the enemies and then it opens up. Alright. Well, that's simple enough, right? You guys don't need to watch me do this whole episode, this floor. You know, kill 5 enemies, open up some more, no big deal. I'll meet up with you guys when I get to the final at the end of this floor. Somebody's got long range here, right? I thought? Yeah, that one. So, you know, we might be able to take some long range magic if I'm not careful, but it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, I'll see you guys back at the end of the floor. Alrighty. Hello again. So, you know, cleared out most of it. Nothing really to worry about. This is a pretty easy map. I came back because we've got another support conversation, and I wanted to show you the ending. How'd you get your scar? Well, don't worry, Garrick. You're surely better than the knight by now. Aw, it all works together in the end. You know what would let me sleep more soundly, though? Yeah, no one's looking, right, guys? Right? Well, I had to get those 2 up to A rank because, you know, just 96 avoid. That's crazy, by the way. But anyway, there. Tethys is done. Garrick's all caught up, although he'll still need to max out his bow. That's what I'm working on now. But I'm up to A rank on the bow, but if I ever want to use that legendary super weapon, we gotta keep training. Tana's been working on her sword skill, trying to make friends with Erica, although that hasn't happened yet. Meg's trying to make friends with Archer, although that has not happened yet. I think I'm pretty much done training up Amelia for now. She's getting to be a little bit higher level than I wanted, and I'm not going to max out all of her weapons. This is enough to let her use silver swords, which is pretty good for her low constitution. And she's already maxed out lances anyway. And then Larakel, I have to keep using because I need to get someone to S-rank staves. So she's got to keep trying for that. But yeah, this group is basically done, except for a couple people who still have some weapons to practice with. Oh, we're going to see a level up for Garrick too, I think. Lucky us. He is perhaps the best archer I've ever had because he's supposed to be not an archer. I've got a spare longbow anyway, and spare killer bows. I've got spare everything. That would have done a lot of damage. Oh, he did not get a level up. Oh well. Alright, again, let's look at the next floor, and then we'll take a short cut in the video. Just to save some time, so I can make this all fit into one episode. Yeah, we got some climbing map. We got one treasure. Looks like more promoted units in general. Oh, snap! We get a Brave Axe, guys. Now, if he switches, we'll get a Devil Axe, which is mostly worthless. But that would be amazing if I can get that to drop. So I'm going to go for that. We got some more stoning. Promotion items. Wow, that's not something we need. Hammers are a little bit scary for Amelia. Let's see. Got Killing Edge to worry about. Oh, Shamshir, that's another mostly unique weapon. You generally don't get more than one of these. And we're gonna get our second one, so I should probably give one to Joshua next time. Axe Reaver, Dragon Spear. Yeah, the enemies are starting to get equipped pretty well. Rune Sword even, that'd be cool. Killer Axe, but the Brave Axe is the big win. That's cool. Alright, well, I will do this one mostly off camera because it's going to take a while. I'll bring someone with a chest key to open the chest. I think I've got one in storage, so I don't need to bring a thief. I just need to bring a way to open that chest. And yeah, I'll meet you guys back at the end of this battle because, yeah, most of the enemies aren't really going to be very tough. You know, like, those kind of stats can't compete with our, 20 to mid-20 kind of tier stats. Okay, folks, see you back in a little bit. Hey, folks, welcome back. So, this floor had one little surprise. See these little sort of gargoyles on the side? They sort of breathe fire that does 10 damage to anything along this vertical line, I think, all the way from the top to the bottom. And they take turns, so one turn will do the left side along this line and the stairs, and next turn on the right side. So 10 damage to any unit along there. It's a little bit painful, but not too bad. Good thing to note. In the chest, we found a blue gem, so that's another 5,000 gold. Not bad at all. I did get the Shamshir and the Brave Sword, and a couple other things. We are halfway, or a little over halfway, to S-ranking bow, so Garrick's almost done training. Larakel managed to hit her S-rank staff, which is part of the fun of all those traps, because we were taking so many 10 damage hits, she was able to max out her staff. So that means she can use the super staff that heals everybody. Let's see, what else happened? Some conversations are ready to go. Tina almost made it to B rank. I think Archer was last episode where he got to B rank staves, but now he can use the physics staff, which is pretty good. Ross got a level up or something. I think Loot got a level up. I could get her staff up as well. Like any of the primary mages that added staves as a promotion, they could use a lot of training, but I'm not going to worry about that. I don't want to overdo it. I'd like to have a couple people that can use the physics staff, but let's not let everybody use it, because that'd be just too much, too overpowered, right? The game's not easy enough as it is. So let's have some discussions. Yo! She's good. Honestly, she makes more sense to match up with Ewan, and then Ross and Amelia should be friends. Right, she watches the monks, which is artwork. It's kind of strange. An elegant goldfish, sun-dried like a wildflower. She's also been hit in the head as a child. At least she listens to him. Yeah, I don't know, that wasn't my favorite S rank or A rank. They're okay together, but I feel like Lute has a personality that matches Ewan's better, because they're both odd. And then Ross has a personality that gets together with Amelia better. But anyway, those two are done. Erica needs her final support conversation. Of course, you got a promotion and everything. Awesome. Alright, well, I mean, it's nothing super exciting for those two, but I like the fact that they're friends, so that's nice for me, at least. And they are pretty good supports with similar enough movement rates. Winds plus light is pretty good as well, so I mean, they've got a good matchup all in all. And then our final Wyvern conversation. Oh no! Well, that's good. So it was a lucky amulet after all. Are you sure it's not just like something he coughs up like a hairball? Ooh, more rare than Dragon Stones. And there's only one Dragon Stone you can even get in the entire game. So does this actually give us anything? Does this give us an in-game benefit? Alright, I'm glad we went for this A rank. This was cool. Ruled by a gentleman. Now there we go. Now you're talking. Flying mages. Well, that was actually really nice. I like that. That was cool. So, I mean, not every A rank needs to be a romance. Sometimes they just have a cool story, like a boy and his wyvern and his wyvern stone. That's really cool. I mean, you don't get any in-game item, but the S rank with, or the A rank with Cormag does give you lots of good stats. I guess they don't have the best affinity match, Fire and Ice, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Alright, well, let's wrap this floor up. Garrick has been doing pretty well. He's got a couple good level ups in the last chapter, or the last couple floors. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, these Cyclopses, or Ogres, if they're unpromoted, they get a ton of HP. I fought one, I think it's the one that had the Brave Axe. It had, like, over 60 HP, which was kind of insane. They're pretty tough, but I don't think they'll be too much trouble for Garrick. Plus, I don't think they actually move, so... Or, the boss I don't think will actually move, so there you go. I should have turned the animations on just so we could both see what they look like, but maybe we'll find some more in the next chapter. Not a great level up, but... And we might as well just sell that. I mean, it's worth... I think you can sell them for 5,000, so if you need money, selling your excess crests and promotion items is actually a pretty good idea. Alright. Oh, is that it? That was the last one. I thought it was 10 floors. Well, there you go. So you do the Tower of Valny. I didn't even remember this. It keeps track of your best time, least number of turns. I wasted a lot of turns getting support, so we could have done that in a lot less turns. I guess you could have done it with one unit, just killed everything with a level 20 unit. Then you would get less experience. I think I killed everything, though. Huh, that's cool. Alright, well that's gonna be the end. I thought I had a little bit more time to get some more, Oops, dang it, that's not what I wanted to do. I forgot. Usually you can manage items from that menu there. But when you're here, you actually, what I'll do is just escape quick. Just for the end of the episode. Oh, come on. Got me all flustered now, because I thought there was 10 floors instead of 8. But yeah, it's just, you can't manage your inventory from there. You have to go to here. So, there's a few people that aren't, like, fully supported. Let's see, who are we missing? Maybe I did get everybody. No, Artur ended up being friends with Cormag instead, so Joshua will never get an A rank. Which is a disappointment, because that means I can't get him to the max crit chance, but, yeah, that's okay. I forgot about that. I think Lute is supposed to be friends with Ross, so I think Kyle is also the 2 B ranks. And that's everybody. So maybe I did get all of our supports. Alright, so I got basically everyone's support caught up. That's good. Other than that, the only thing I'm missing is some bow ranks for Garrick. And just look at weapon ranks here. That's fine. I could get B rank with Tana pretty quick. That's fine. Yeah, that's the S rank we need. That's good. We could get that up. The staves could get better, but that's no problem. Don't need axes too badly. Ewan, I mean, anyone with 3 weapon skills takes a long time to train up, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I guess we're pretty much set now. Cool. So, obviously I need to do a little bit more shopping, because I broke a few weapons, and we're going to head towards the Black Temple in the next episode. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to travel this way. I want to show you what the other ruins look like. I'm not actually going to do them. I'm going to save the game right here. If you do the Lagdu ruins, you will overlevel. If you're strong enough to survive the Lagdu ruins before you go to the end of the game, you will overlevel way too much. So I'll just show you what they look like. I don't want to actually get to like level 20/20, right? Like, we're supposed to be around level 20, like 20, then promote, and then level 10 to 15 is about as high as you should get in the normal game. This is the first floor of the Lagdu ruins. I forget how long this one goes, but the enemies here will generally give more experience, I believe. Generally, like, promoted and level 13, so some of these are higher level than anyone in our party, basically. The boss especially probably give us a ton. And these can be kind of difficult maps, too. The enemies get a lot of really good weapons as you go through this, I think. So, maybe the first floor isn't too bad, but, I get a spear. It's probably random generated, the same as the tower, but, just sort of higher, weapon tiers. So, you know, that's what it looks like, on the first floor. I'm sure you could clear a couple floors, go deeper. I'm not gonna do that right now, so, next episode, once I'm prepped, we're going to go to the Black Temple for Chapter 20, I believe, and finally deal with this Leon and Demon King and all that. Saw the ruins, now it's time to see the Darkling Woods. Alright, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed a bit of a supportive sort of side episode. I don't want to do too many of those, but I figured that was fair. Get one done and then move on. Alright, see you guys in Chapter 20.